Today I'll be showing you how to make a quilted witch's hat. My name is Courtney Douthat. This is AllBrands After Hour. Let's do this. Now our witch hat just can't be any regular witch hat, right? We're going to make an edge-to-edge quilted witch hat. I'm so excited. Now I've been seeing all these really cool little witches hats going around and they're adorable and they're precious, but they're not what I want. I know it's in my head and it needs to come real. So the first thing I'm going to do is pick out, of course, some beautiful fabric. Look at this. How gorgeous is this? With it quilted, it's going to be great. And I have two pieces of batting in here. Now this is just a warm and natural batting. It's my favorite that I like to use. So I've got two pieces under here. Now Courtney, why are you putting two pieces with this fabric? Because I want it to have some plush to it a little bit to really give that quilted effect. And plus I am quilting it, so that would help. Now, I am going to be using my Brother Aveneer. You could use any Brother machine, of course, or something that's not Brother, but I love that it's got built-in edge-to-edge designs and it breaks them down great. So that is something we're gonna play with today. But if you bought an edge-to-edge design, there's so many different edge-to-edge designs out there. Or if you just wanna fill your whole design with maybe some free motion quilting, that was what you need to do first. So before we cut any of our pattern, we wanna get our fabric ready. So we're kind of making our fabric, fun and textured. Now it's easier to, of course, quilt it when it's all one flat piece like this instead of having it, in the hat and then trying to sew and just do it all like this. And then that way when we go to cut our pieces, it's much, much easier. So I've gone ahead and I've measured the area that I need for my pattern. The pattern I am using today is just a paper pattern that I found free offline. And of course, I'll link it down below for you guys. This again is just a free pattern that I found offline and I already went ahead and cut it out, of course, using electric scissors. Makes everything so much easier. When we go to cut it later, guess what I'm using to cut it? All right, so I've gone ahead and measured, again, the area that I would need, and I'm only worrying about that area. So let's jump over to my Aveneer to go ahead and start edge-to-edge quilting our fabric to get our fabric ready. All right, so we're over to our machine. So I'm gonna go to embroidery. All right, and then we're gonna go to our designs. Now, there are edge-to-edge designs if you go into number 1. When you first see there's quilt, those are edge-to-edge designs, but they don't do exactly what we're wanting it to do. So these you would have to bring in one by one, try to line them up. No, there's a trick. So what I'm gonna do is hit return, and then we're going to come here. So if you didn't see, I came to Q for quilt. All right, now you're like, Courtney, these are not edge-to-edge designs, and you wouldn't be wrong. We actually need to go to number 4 right here. And there's our edge-to-edge designs that do a fun little trick. Now, these are so cool. If you've never looked at some of them, they are so neat. Like, look at this little Christmas one. Are you kidding me? Look at this one. This is probably the one I use the most. But they're so cool. Ooh, this on a little jungle quilt. So if you were doing like a baby jungle quilt, love that. This one's just fun little squirrels, some stippling. Look at all these fun, look at that one. Wow, it's so good. They're so pretty. Valentine's kind of one, little hearts with geometric shapes. They are so fun. Anyways, the one, so I get distracted because they're a lot of fun. Ooh, look at this one. They're so cool. But the one that I want to use is actually the star one. How perfect is that for our little hat? Very spooky Halloween, but not spooky. You know what I mean? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hit set down here at the bottom, and it brings up this screen. All right, now this screen is a magical, wonderful thing. This screen actually lets us pick our sizes, and it will go ahead and configure to the size that we need. Now we measured our fabric, and we actually measured, how much fabric I would need for my hat. So I know exactly the amounts. So if you look here at number 1, it's saying, hey, you need to select your width. Well, I know I need my width to at least be 36 inches. So I'm gonna come here, type in 36, and then hit set. Okay, there we go, 36 right there. Now I need my height. I know I need my height to at least be a 17. There we go, 17. All right, and hit set. And now I've got 17. So now it's making it proportional and figuring out my rows. Now I can also tell it what hoop size. Now I am using the 11 by 5/8 by 18 1/4 inch hoop. If you wanted to use a bigger or smaller hoop, I know a lot of people when they're doing this, they really enjoy using their magnetic hoops just because it's so much, batting and stuff like that in there. So this is helpful for that, but you could choose whatever size you want. If I want to choose a different size, well then I would do this, but I like the size. All right, so now that we have all that selected, it looks so good. Now, there is one more thing that I want to select, which is the flip option. So we're going to hit select right underneath the flip option, and it's going to bring us here. Now, you have different options that you can pick of how the blocks are turned either way, which way, and kind of choose your design, really fine tune it. I'm not loving how this is because look where it connects. It's like that hard line. I don't like that. So let's see what our other option would be. Better, maybe? We'll see. I don't like how it's giving that large dent again. Let's see the next one. This is my favorite. Look at that beautiful swoop it does right there. Oh, I love that. Okay, I think this is my favorite. So let me know in the comments, would you have picked 1, 2, 3, or option 4? Let me know. Now, I think for me, I'm gonna pick option 4, but let me know in the comments what you would have picked. All right, so I'm happy with that. I'm gonna hit okay. All right, and it lays it down perfectly for me. It's telling me, hey, since you picked all these sizes and everything like that, you're gonna have 4 pieces, so 4 hoopings. You're gonna have it in 1 row, and it's gonna be this size. Fantastic, all the math done for me. All I had to do was measure my fabric of how big I wanted it and then play with some options. Like, how fantastic. All right, so we're done. Let's hit next. Gorgeous. Now, if we had done something bigger or something, there would be multiple down here, and then we could tell it how we wanted it to sew it out. So if we wanted to go that way or this way, wherever way, we would have done that. But mine is just one solid one. So love this. So it's saying 4 pieces because it broke it down. I know it's showing 3 here, but there are 4. And it's telling us, hey, this is the color, which we could change the color. I'm actually sewing in this beautiful King Star metallic thread, so I'm okay with that being gold. All right, everything looks great. So now I need to pick down here, is it going to be a single or a double? I personally think it would look really good as a double, and it would make this King Star metallic even pop more. So I'm gonna do a double, but you could do whatever you prefer. I'm doing a double though. If I have an option to be more, do more, I'm gonna do more. All right, so this is great. I'm gonna go ahead and save it to my pocket in this area. Alrighty, and it's saying, hey, we're saving to your memory. Fantastic. All right, so now it brings me straight to my memory, and I've got a lot saved in my machine memory. But if you notice, there's our design, and it says exactly what it says. Yes, I already tested it. Yes, I did a few more the other day in this cute little heart. So I'm gonna go ahead and select that design. There it is. And if you did different ones, so let's say, I'm gonna hit return. If let's say we did this one, you see all the hoopings? Because this was for like a big quilt that I was doing. Look at all those hoopings. And it recalculated all of them and it laid them out perfectly for me. It's fantastic. So you can do bigger ones if you wanted to do bigger ones. It's a lot of fun. We're gonna go back to our design, that 36 by 17, and there's all of my hoopings already resized perfectly for me. It's gorgeous. So I'm gonna select that first one. So this first one right here is actually all 4 of them. It's just that category. And then it would go 1, 2, 3, 4. So there it all is. If I wanted to just select one of them, I could absolutely do that. Or I could say, hey, this one, and then I want you to go down the line, which is what I want to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit set. Alrighty, and then it gives me an instructional guide. So begin sewing with the left corner of the fabric, attach the embroidery frame to the initial sewing position. All right, so I'm gonna hit okay. All right, and it says move the pattern keys to align the upper left corner to the pattern area where the upper left corner marking and the area to be embroidered, okay? And it wants me to attach an embroidery hoop. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay my fabric down. Again, I've already measured it. So for my area, it would be a 36 wide by 17. Now I know this fabric is much bigger. I have a lot of fabric. And I think I just went ahead and made it a little bit bigger than what I needed. Now I am using the massive hoop from the Aveneer. This one is 11 by 5/8 by 18 1/4 inch hoop. This is a gigantic hoop. And usually if you're ever in a class with me live, you see me jump through. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually gonna go ahead and hoop it. And it's gonna be 4 hoopings this way. So I need to make sure that I'm hooping far over here So that way I'm not gonna hoop here for the first one and then, oh no, I've run out of space when I've measured from here to here that is my area to work in. So I'm gonna go ahead and hoop in this section. Again, I did give myself a little buffer room on the side, but not much. So I'm gonna go ahead and hoop that. Now, a lot of people like to use their magnetic hoops for this because it's 2 layers of batting. So it is nice just to slap it down on there, but I want less hoopings. So for me, the bigger the hoop, the less hoopings that I have. So this is a match made in heaven for me personally, but it is up to you what you prefer. Okay, there we go. We're gonna take off that top piece. I like to go ahead and unscrew wherever it's connecting, and I like to open it up really big, because if you ever have problems with hooping and you feel like it's not sitting in there and it just will not go down, most of the time what's happening is it's too tight. Now, granted, I could slip it down here, because again, I'm just going sideways. I'm not going down. Which going down? So, okay, focus, Courtney. All right, so I'm gonna put this, I'm standing for once. I'm gonna put it underneath like this. Yep. Now the beautiful thing is if I don't hoop it quite correct, like straight, it's fine. There's a way to get around it in the machine. We should try to hoop it straight, right? We should try, but sometimes things move that has no control. We have no control, right? We have no control over that. We've tried our best, and that's all the machine can ask us to do, okay? But there are workarounds on the machine that make it so much easier. All right, so I'm gonna push down. Now, there is a little notch on the hoop that I know which one is the top and which one is the bottom. All right, so now I've got my hoop in there, so I'm just gonna flip and then lock down the little locks. So you'll see right here, the little locks. All right, and I'm hooped. So let's go ahead and put the first hooping inside the machine. All right, the carriage is gonna move. That's so good. All right, so usually what I do with all this extra batting is I just like to fold it like this, just nicely fold it up, because once it starts embroidering, it's gonna pull out a little bit, but just to have it nice and neat in there. There we go, we can push it outside the arm like that. All right, if you notice there's a little crosshatch right there, or plus sign, whatever you wanna call it, and that's gonna be the corner. All right, so if you notice all this popped up. Why did that pop up? The projector. So if you see, there's the crosshatch right there, that it's saying, hey, there's the corner. If you notice, it projected my design on there. So that is not actually on there. That is projected on there. So that way I can say, okay, this is the corner of my design right there. And you notice it's even got a dotted line right here on the side. So it's giving me a buffer area right there, which is a-okay. If I wanted to try to like pull it over or something like that, I totally have the option to, or if I wanted to pull it up or anything like that. And on the screen itself, it's saying, hey, we're gonna worry about that next little angle. So I'm gonna hit okay. And you see the crosshatch is now there. So if we look over on our projector, we see the crosshatch is there. Fantastic. So if I had a border piece right here and I wanted to make sure it stayed in line with that border piece, this would be helpful. Now I've just got a big piece of fabric here, but it would be super, super helpful if I had something that I wanted to make sure it stayed within that area for that edge-to-edge quilting. So love it, it is perfect. All right, let's select okay down here at the bottom. All right, so now it's ready to go. All right, so there's the center of my design. We know our points are even. We know everything is fantastic on here. Look at it projecting it with that King Star thread. Oh, it's gonna be gorgeous. So I'm gonna go ahead and thread my needle. Yes, automatic needle threader for the win. I realize I'm spoiled with that. It's so good. All right, let's hit go. Oh, and remember we selected that double lines. It's already pretty. Oh, I'm so excited. Here she comes around. Now, this is only gonna take 8 minutes for it to sew this part, 8 minutes. And then we go to the next part, and then 8 minutes on that. How fast and easy. And if I had to free motion quilt this, my stars would not look like stars, I'm gonna be honest. They would look curious and interesting, to say the least. There she goes. So pretty. See how good it's doing? There's not even any stabilizer in this. This is fantastic. This is just some batting and fabric. There's nothing stable under it. Now, if you wanted to add something to give it a little more structure, then you absolutely could do that. That is a lot of hoop in there with a lot of material, but it's so nice and easy. Like, I could be doing anything else that I want to do, and she's just a going. This is great. Now, again, we could have quilted the inside pieces of our fabric, and that would have been a-okay, but I'm fine with them not being quilted, okay? But if you wanted to make it reversible, totally do that. That would be great. And you could even do a different edge to edge design on the inside, so you have options, and that would be pretty. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get my other fabric, my internal fabric. While that's stitching, she doesn't need me right now, okay? I'll go back to her when she needs me. Right now, she doesn't need me. So I was thinking this really pretty blue. It's the same material as that one, just in a different color. I know, right? Oh, that's pretty. Okay, focus, Courtney. So I've got this gorgeous blue that's going to be the inside of it. Now, for this one, I am going to put a little bit of an interfacing inside of it just to give it some stiffness. Now, that batting inside of there, it's going to hold it up great. And again, I did 2 pieces of batting. If you wanted to do like a craft foam, so something like this, which is like really thick and really gives it a lot of structure, you absolutely could do something like that. I mean, look, she stands up on her own. But you could do something like that and it would make it a stiffer hat. Again, I'm not too worried about mine being floppy. I think that would actually kind of be fun. But if you did want more of a structured hat, you could totally put that in there. But I am at least going to put some interfacing to give it some kind of structure. So this is just a simple interfacing. Boop. Oh, is she done? Oh, before I put the interfacing, let's hurry up and move our hoop. Let's put this to the side. All right, so we're gonna go ahead, take our hoop out. All right, so here's our hoop right here. So, all right, we're gonna take the hoop out. And now I'm not going to be rough with the fabric or anything like that. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to slide over. Remember, the bottom of my fabric, or my hoop is still there. I'm just sliding over as best as I can, without really disturbing a lot. But we want to make sure that edge of that design that we have. Now, when I go to put this back on, you see that design's still there. So you see our little stars right here are still within this embroidery area. But now we have all this open area to quilt now and connect our design. All right, gorgeous. Let's put this back into my machine. This is so good. Lock her down in there. There we go. Carriage is going to move. All right, so now it's projecting the next part of my design. Now, if you notice, there's a little plus sign, crosshatch, whatever you want to call it right there. That should actually be where the end of my design is, or my end of my design is right here. So I need to move it over so that way this is right there. So we're gonna move it over. On my Aveneer screen, I can actually just move it right over. All right, now I feel like I'm right on the money here. I feel like I'm good. Oh, I love having this projector. Now, something I also like to do is I like to put my needle down. I wanna see exactly where that's gonna go. Now, if you don't want it to actually hit the fabric, you could just do your wheel on the side of your machine to angle it down. So I want to bring it over a little bit. All right, I feel like I'm right on the money with this one. It looks so good. All right, so I love this. So I'm okay here. I'm gonna hit okay. And then it's saying, hey, make sure your other access points are good. Make sure the center of your design is good. I think mine are good, so I'm gonna hit okay. And then of course it's worried about the point. So I'm gonna come over here. Oh, I'm well in my area to make this. It looks so good, and I love that it projects the next part for me. So I'm good to go on that. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit okay. All right, and I'm ready to stitch. There we go. She's gonna go there where it connects and start sewing. Kind of tight. I probably should have ironed it. It's fine. Oh, look where it connected. Oh, it was so seamless. Look at that. If I wouldn't have pointed it out, you would have never known where it connected if I hadn't. Look at that. Oh, it's so good. All right, so she's going. I'm letting her go. I'm gonna go ahead, turn on my iron. Don't go ahead and turn her on full blast. We want her to be all nice and hot because this is a fusible interfacing, so we want to go ahead and fuse it the wrong side of our fabric. How nice is it that it just does its own thing? I don't have to worry about it. It's gonna do great. It's gonna line up perfectly. Now this interfacing, like I said, is fusible. So on one side, it's the regular interfacing, and the other side has like a sheen to it. So I know that the sheen side is the actual like glue that hooks it to the fabric and puts it down good on there. So I want to put that sheeny side, that shiny side, down to my fabric. Now again, this is just gonna give my fabric a little bit more stiffness. So whenever it's in my hat, it's not as floppy and kind of droopy in a way. Now again, it's not bad if you just wanna not put any interfacing in yours. That's a-okay, but I wanna make sure mine has a point and that the sides where the brim is aren't just completely falling down on itself. So I wanna make sure it has a little bit of something in there to be able to hold it up. That's only reason. But I have seen a lot of people do more floppy kind of hats, and those were adorable. Nothing wrong with that. It's personal preference for your hat. I'm gonna put some interfacing in mine. All right, so we got a big piece of interfacing here. I'm gonna go ahead and take my iron that's been heating up. I can iron from this side of it, and it's gonna hook to that. Now, Courtney, why couldn't you just do it from the other side? It just does not adhere. It's the funniest thing. Some work differently. Now, some interfacing is double-sided. You could absolutely do that. You would just need another fabric behind it. I knew I only wanted the one side because of what I was personally doing with it, but they do have it in like tons of different options. All right, there it goes. I feel it hooking on there. There we go. Now the one that I'm using is the Heat and Bond fusible interfacing. Craft Extra Firm is the one that I'm using, and it's great. I love this. So it adds strength and body to crafts, home decor projects, and handbags. So this is the one that I'm using, and it says it is machine washable. There we go. It's sticking on there. Of course, I think the camera's just drowning it out. It looks like a giant white piece of fabric, doesn't it? But then this is great because while that's stitching, I can cut my inner pieces out and have them all ready to assemble whenever that's done sewing. Smarter, not harder. When they say work smarter, not harder. It's great. All right, so I think I've sealed it on there pretty well, and I can always go back and iron the bits once I've cut them out. If there's like a section that I need to iron down a little bit more, that is okay. But I've at least tacked it down on there. You should probably iron it properly or something like that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put my iron here. Now I can go ahead and take my pieces of my witch's hat and put them down on here. They're so cute. Now, if you want to tack these on here, you absolutely could do. If you want to trace them on there, that's another great option. It is 100% up to you. I know for me, I'm just gonna go ahead and eyeball it with the electric scissors and make it fast. I'm gonna cut out the main part of my hat because I need to fold the fabric in half to do that. All right. Oh, are you kidding me? She's down her. I can't get this part done because she keeps finishing before I can. You know what? What a good problem to have. There we go. Gonna go ahead and take this out. And then I'm just gonna re-hoop it like I've been re-hooping every part of it. One day I will get to finish this inner part. It's taking me longer to do the inner than it is for her to sew it out. That's hilarious. Alrighty, so I'm gonna unhoop, move her over. Gorgeous. All right, let's pop it back in the machine. This is going so fast. We're good to go. Let's start stitching. Let's see that meet up. Gorgeous. And it has a little tail from the... Gorgeous. Look at that. Look at that. That perfect curve. Are you joking right now? That is so good. Oh my God, I sound like my son. He's always like, are you joking? My brain. That was so good. Oh, that's perfect. All right, she doesn't need me. She's stitching. Can you believe one more hooping after this? And I'll put all this, look at all this. Look at all this. Look at that. Oh my goodness, just that continuous, beautiful design. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. This is gonna turn out so good. There we go. We're gonna line that up. I'm gonna see the interfacing, so I know it's still within that interfacing. And again, you could pin it if you wanna pin it. I'm fine with not pinning. I know that I can usually do a pretty straight line with this thing. So. Boom. All right. bottom right. All right, there we go. That part is cut. All right, take the paper off. And now I've got this, which is gonna be the inner of my hat. Ooh, look at that interfacing. Are we seeing the vision here? Are we seeing the vision? All right, all right, so now with this fabric, what I wanna do is I wanna fold it in half, like this. So that way, when I put my brim part on here, I can put it on the fold. So on the pattern itself, it says fold, place on fold, which we want to do. So we'll place that on the fold right there. And then we go ahead and cut it out, and then that way we've got this. So we want to give it a nice fold, nice little line. Go ahead and put it up here. Go. And I am going to put some wonder clips right there, just because of the center part. Go. Wonder clip there, and a wonder clip there. All right, now cut my pieces. Make sure it's going through all. Oh, it is going through all. It didn't even feel like it was giving it like resistance, so it threw me off. Imagine having to do this with a rotary blade. Yeah, no. Nope, electric scissors for the win. Okay, now we're gonna do, ooh, take that part out. That's so good. All right, we're gonna do the little inner circle. Okay, one, how crazy is this? Like a perfect circle just cut out. I could do something with this. I don't want to throw it away. I feel like I could do something with that. But now, when we take our clips off, I can go ahead, take that part off, and open this up like this, and I've got a perfect brim for my hat now. How awesome is that? It's done. I was on the phone when it was done. I was doing other things. All right, let's take it out. Now I did go ahead and I did hoop it to the fourth one, like, so this is the final piece. I just went ahead. I was on the phone chatting, okay, with my sisters. It's a thing. All right, let's take it out. It's so good. Like, I don't know if you can, I feel like you can't even see it on camera properly, but believe me, in person, I can. It's so good. Oh my goodness. It is so good. And the design just keeps going and going and going and going and going and going. And it's so pretty. Oh, it's so good. All the way, it just keeps going to the other side. Oh, it's so good. So very, very pretty. This big now quilted material. All right, so now we need to cut our pieces out. So the same way like we cut the outside, or sorry, the inside, we're gonna do it to the outside. So I'm just gonna lay my pieces down on here. And again, I'm gonna cut out this part, which is the part that goes around my head, the little cone part, before I cut out the brim, because the brim I have to fold the fabric in half and everything. But this, I don't have to fold. So I was gonna say, I was gonna see what part of the design, but it's exact same no matter how I spin it, how I change it. So look at the back. How cool is that? Oh, you really could see how pretty that design was. Like, again, you can see it on the front. On camera, it's not gonna show. All right, so go ahead and pull this over. There we go. And I'm gonna go ahead and just cut around this design. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, I moved it. All right, so we got our little hat. Oh, it's so pretty. The stars. Oh, that's gonna be pretty. That is going to be so good. Okay, keep going, Courtney. All right. All right, so we're done with that piece, and now I can take the rest of this. Oh, that's so good. All right. And don't worry, I'm not wasting any of this. I'm actually keeping it because I have so many different ideas for the holidays of making different things that are like bowl koozies and stuff, and that would be a perfect size for a bowl koozie or any other item I want to make. So don't worry, none of this is going to waste. All right, so let's get our brim over here. Okay, gorgeous. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to fold the fabric in half, and then that way I can just cut them all out at once. And yes, these electric scissors do go through all that material. All right, so we're buttoning that up right there, and it's still within the area. Gorgeous. All right, again, if I want to put some wonder clips on there. Just because of the inner circle part. Giving her a run for her money, but she's going through great. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, this could be like a little pot holder, right? That would be so cute as a little pot holder. I love that. Okay, put it to the side, Courtney. Focus. That would make a cute little pot holder. All right, there we go. Whew, that was thick. All right, let's go ahead and take these pins off. Oh, it's perfect. So good. Look at that brim. That's a nice brim. There we go. It's so good. Now I'm gonna use the 1/4 inch foot just start with because it's my favorite. I'm gonna be honest. All right, the first thing we're going to do is actually take the outside of our hat, and we're gonna put it right sides together, folding it like this. Boop, boop. So perfect, boop. And then we're gonna go ahead and sew it all the way down the long side of the hat. So we're gonna sew it all the way down, and that is going to help us make the top of our hat. Now, I'm also going to do that with the inside of part of my hat. So the lining, I'm gonna do that, but I am gonna leave a little opening right here, boop, 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 boop. That way I can turn my hat right sides out later on. So the first one, all the way down, the lining, leaving a little open. All right, 1/4 inch seam allowance on there, gorgeous. Chunky. She's gonna do it fine, but man, is she chunky. Now, I thought I was gonna have to move to my move it foot, but man, this foot is just doing it on its own. I really thought I was gonna have to move to my move it foot, but look at her go. Okay, little 1/4 inch seam allowance foot. You are doing great. All right, there we go. All right, there we go, gorgeous. And yes, I did that with King Star thread because I didn't want to take it out. It looks so good. Okay, focus, Courtney, focus. All right, let's get our lining piece, again, that we put back with that interfacing. Of course, I forgot to leave the opening. I meant to put an opening, so I'm just gonna grab a little seam ripper and open up that section. Ah, darn. I wanted to do it so I could put a forward stitch and a backward, back stitch to lock it for myself. But of course I didn't think about it, so that's okay. I'll just take a little seam ripper so we can rip her open to be able to get into there later on when I need to. There we go. Now I have a little opening. There we go. All right, so we've got those both done. Now I'm gonna take my brim parts and it's time to start connecting. So lining bits, let's start with the outer because of course I want to see it first. All right, so I don't really have a back to my brim, but I definitely have a back to my little top piece right here. So I'm going to find the back of here and just pick a random spot. You know what? You're gonna be the back of my hat. There we go. All right. So I'm actually going to butt up my hat to here, like this. Where's the back? There's the back. Okay. And flip it like this. So that way I can clip right sides together like this with my wonder clips all the way around my hat. So when I go to sew it, all I have to do is put it in my machine, do a 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way around. And that will make this part of my hat. So let's go ahead and we're gonna wonder clip. We're sitting on a wonder clip and a prayer. All right, this is probably easier doing it this way. Okay. Now, if you would like to measure your hat to know where the front of your hat is to the front of your brim, you could absolutely do that. Mine, again, it's the continuous design all the way around. So I don't really have a front, but if you did, then you could measure that at the beginning. I would probably just go ahead and mark it with a wonder clip so you know where your front and your back are and where your sides are, and that way they all stay aligned. But I know that mine, again, doesn't really have a front design. It's kind of consistent all the way around. You can put as many wonder clips as you want or as little wonder clips as you want. I always think more wonder clips are never a bad thing. Heaven forbid I find or have an extra guide while I'm trying to sew something. All right, there we go. So I've clipped all the way around. I'm gonna go ahead and do that to my lining bit as well. So we'll leave her off to the side. Okay, here's my lining. And we're gonna put them right sides together. I kind of want to just like push it in there. I feel like it would be easier just to push it in there. I could have turned it right sides out, but like, nah. All right, we've got them both. It looked very curious. I did them 2 different ways. I wanted to see why I like it. This way is the way to do it. Don't do it this way. Let's jump over the sewing machine. All right, so I took my embroidery unit off and I've got just the free arm on here because I'm gonna go ahead and just use that. Like, look how much easier that is to go around and around and sew everything than trying to do it on a free arm. Comes in very handy if you ask me. Alrighty, so again, I've got that 1/4 inch seam allowance on there. It's so good. All right, I don't even know where to start. Let's start in the back. Of course, I put the clips backwards. It's fine. Go. Gonna lock a stitch. I want to make sure it's grabbing all the layers. Okay, pulling out a little bit more.
pulling out a little bit more. Do you see where we're going with this? Here we go. Okay. Oh, gosh, that was quick. Look, we're already getting to the end of it. That is wild. All right, situate everything. All right, we're gonna lock those stitches in because we don't want that, heaven forbid, to be opening up on us. Whoop. All right, there it is. Oh, a little sneak peek. How pretty is this? All right, focus. Got so many clips. Oh my goodness, they're hiding everywhere.
So we have these two, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this one and put it on top. Here we go. I'm just gonna squish that down a little bit, just the point a little down, and then that way it can sit better on here. There we go. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Okay, so now what we can do, now that they're put together like this, so wrong sides on both sides, we're going to go all the way around the rim of it, sewing it together. And then that way, remember we left this little opening in the lining, I can pull it all out of the lining, and then all I have to do is whip stitch that close or machine close, or if you want to do that way, I'm just going to do it with the machine, nothing by hand. But it's up to you. So we're going to go ahead and go all the way around this rim, sewing it 1/4 inch seam allowance, of course. But if you do want to go ahead and use your Wonder Clips, I have all of them over there, you could use your Wonder Clips to go ahead and clip around. I am going to do that because now I do have a back of my hat, so I'm going to find the back lining seam and meet them up. Because of course I want the seams on the back part, I don't want them in the front of my hat. So I'm going to meet those up like this. Perfect. And then I'll go ahead and Wonder Clip all the way around my hat. All right, so I've got my hat all nicely pinned, and let's start sewing.
All right, let's meet her up. 1/4 inch seam allowance foot on there. Back stitch. All right, back stitching. Go ahead and fill that in. Now the edge of it, it does have a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So if you want to go around with your snips and maybe cut some of that out, so it's not so bulky, that is totally up to you. I usually like to just cut lines in it like that. That way it's easier to fold over.
So now we need to pull it all right sides out. Now, granted, this is just a nice little white hat. If you want a white hat, there's so much fluff. But I have that little opening, remember, that I left in my lining. And so I'm gonna go ahead and birth my hat. You've ever heard when they say birth your bag, when you have to do that? Same concept. We're gonna birth our hat right here. There we go. Just turn it all right sides out. The instinct to be super rough right now is hard, but we're gonna be gentle. Easy does it. It's all gonna come out. Oh, I see some blue lining starting to come out. It's exciting. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna poke out the point of my hat. It's pretty good poked, but here we go. All right, we're gonna put out our sides, start pushing them out, the brim of our hat. Oh, this looks so good. Now I've got my iron heating up right now to help with the brim of my hat because right now it's just, bless its heart, it's been squished and mushed all over, but I've got that iron going. Okay, pushed it all out. I am gonna go around before I do anything else, and I'm just gonna iron the brim of my hat and making sure all of it's been pressed out really nicely. There we go. Because before I whip stitch that close, or machine, let's be honest, I'm machine closing it. Before I do that, I want to make sure everything is out where it needs to be. So, ironing it, one, helps you shape the hat. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay. All right, let's go ahead. I'm gonna flip it this direction. Just real fast. Okay, it's closed. There's no more opening. I'm gonna push that inside of there and make sure I, poke the tip of it in there so it can lay nice and flat. So I'm just pushing that in there, and then the inside of my seam. No one will see that. All right, gorgeous. And again, just give it a quick little iron around. Just to make it look much nicer. Not so wrinkly. There we go. Now, some people like to stitch right here and give it a top stitch. I don't think that it really matters if you want to. That is a personal choice if you want to top stitch all the way around the inner part of the hat, right by where the point comes up right here. All right. Are we ready? I think I'm ready. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. Oh my goodness, it is so cute. It came out so good. And honestly, I'm glad I didn't really put that stiff stuff in there. That just wouldn't, no, this is, I love this. Now let me know, would you have quilted the inside of the hat? Now I wear it back, but you could wear it like this if you wanted to. It's so good. But I think I like mine when it's a little back and then you can see the blue. Like, how fun. Absolutely love it. How cool would you put like a really cool applique or a big rose or something fun? You could put it right here. Oh, if you made like one of those rag roses, I don't know what they're called, but they're like, oh, they're so good with the rough end. how cool if we want to put a band, like say we take the blue and we make a little band round. Let me know, how would you dress up your hat? Are you making one of these? If you're making one and you're coming to Houston Quilt Festival, please bring it so I can see it, because this will be there at Houston Quilt Festival. I might be wearing it. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I had a blast, and it's something that I've been wanting to do so bad. So I'm so glad that we finally got to do it. Thank you for sewing with me, hanging out with me. Let me know. Do we need to do more edge-to-edge quilting? Do we need to do more quilting on the show? Because usually the show's only ScanNCut. She's sitting over there judging me. But usually it's only ScanNCut. But do we need to start adding some sewing? Now, I apologize. There was not a video last week. Long story, but I apologize. I hope this makes up for it. Now, again, I will be at Houston Quilt Festival. I will be in the Brother booth at Houston Quilt Festival, hanging out with that machine right there, and hanging out with all of our sewing friends like Jerry Granada, Angela Wolf, Cindy Hogan, you know I love Cindy Hogan, Alexis Galloway, so many friends, Emily Thompson from Life So Savory, all of our friends at Festival, and oh, what is this? Oh, what's this? It's just the Houston Quilt Festival schedule. I didn't know it was magical. Got things in the hat. So the Houston Quilt Festival schedule, we'll be running education the whole time at Houston Quilt Festival, and you can watch it live on our YouTube or on our Facebook, whatever you prefer. We will be live at Houston Quilt Festival with so much good education. When I tell you, it is fantastic. We've got a lot of education, so it's really, really good. All right, guys, so don't forget to come to Houston Quilt Festival, get to see me, or if you can't be there live, make sure you watch all of these awesome educators. I love this. And more from Sew Steady. Cindy Hogan. Ooh, Cindy Hogan, what you doing? Embroidery with the new Brother Celeste. Ooh, I'm watching that one. Ooh, Ann McCarthy with Dime. Oh, love her. Oh, Emily Thompson's doing My Connection. Oh, this is going to be a blast. You understand? This is like my TV guide right here. And of course, the Brother Aveneer is not available on our website, but it is in our store. And guys, at Houston Quilt Festival, we have the best prices of the year on ScanNCut, Print Moda, Aveneer, everything. And not only do we just do Brother, which Brother has my heart, of course, but we also have the Reliable booth, the Dime booth, Sew Steady, Bernina E16, AllBrands Village. We are massive. So make sure that you guys are coming to the festival, come hang out with us and get that best prices of the year, or visit any of our locations, because they will be honoring those prices in any of our locations. Or call the Wait 100 number, depending on what it is. All right, guys, I will see you next week at Houston Quilt Festival. I'm so excited. I will see you then. So let me know in the comments again if you're coming to Houston Quilt Festival, and if you're going to be watching the live demonstrations on the stage. So let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's the easiest way to let us know that you guys want more of these videos. Y'all have a good night. Bye, y'all. We're making an edge-to-edge quilted wicked. Why can't I say this? We are making an edge-to-edge spooky wicked. Why is the word not coming out of my mouth? All right, I'm good. We are making an edge-to-edge quilted wicked witch hat. There we go. I actually said the words together. I'm moving my ScanNCut. It feels wrong to move it. She always sits right here. What do you mean you're not gonna sit here? Fine. I'll unplug her. She doesn't want to leave. She said no. This is her home. Oh, now you see all my junk. All right, we're gonna stack them. She can live right there for now. I'll have a good night. Bye, y'all. This is adorable. I'm obsessed.